Hey guys, I'm Marissa. I'm just going to apologize right now. I'm new to YouTube, and I just want to get that out of the way because I'm not good at videotaping or anything like that. I absolutely have horrible videos, and I'm an amateur at it, so I apologize. Anyway, I just wanted to start documenting my life with my daughter and my common-law husband, Sebastian, who's actually on disability right now, but I wanted to start documenting everything and putting it out there for mainly two reasons. One, so I can look back and see all of the times, the good times, the bad times, the troubling times, and for two, for other people, other young moms or whoever's on YouTube to look into my life and what it's like. I know me personally, I absolutely love to look at day in the life of moms because it makes me feel like, I'm actually not doing that bad, and seeing how different people do things, it makes me so happy to know that I'm normal. And then you can laugh at me, you can cry with me, you can, criticize me, whatever. I'm just here for the fun of it. Anyway, I wanted to make a video, how I became pregnant at 19, and my story and how that went. So let's just get back on track. I found out I was pregnant when I just turned 19, a month or so after my 19th birthday, and it was a shock. It was definitely a shock. I found out at 5 a.m. because at the time I had to get up at 5 to wake up Sebastian so he would be able to go to work. And I just woke up one morning, I'm like, you know what, I haven't been feeling too hot, let's just take a pregnancy test. I was still half asleep, I was dozy, I just took one. I always had one on hand just in case. When Sebastian and I moved out and moved into our own place, I always had one on hand. But yeah, I took it, and then I went to go wake up Sebastian, who, mind you, is very difficult to wake up. So 5 minutes later, I went back, and I looked at that test, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm pregnant. Ran into our room, and I'm like, Sebastian, you'll never believe what just happened. And jokingly, he's like, you're pregnant? I'm like, actually, yes, I'm pregnant. And it didn't sink in for him until later that day, because he just said, yay, rolled over and went back to sleep. Thing for work, and I went to my job later that day, and he texted me around 12. He's like, oh my god, you're pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad. You're gonna be a mom. Holy shit. Like, yeah, now you're getting it. Sebastian's first response was, he was just over the moon happy. He's always wanted kids. Yes, I could say, yeah, I was pregnant, but it really didn't sink in for a while. Anyway, fast forward a couple days, I'm still shooken up a little bit, but I took 3 pregnancy tests because I wanted to triple check, because me being completely frazzled, I wanted to make sure. I went over to Sebastian's mom's house, whom I'm actually very close with, and she was the first person that I had to tell. I didn't want to tell my mom yet because my mom is finicky on the matter, because she was 18 when she had my brother, and she didn't want me to go through the hardship that she went through. And Sebastian's mom, she had 4 kids by the time she was 21. So, both sides had kids young, so I thought, okay, you know what, let me test drive this out before I tell my mom. Let me tell Sebastian's mom, because I knew that she would be over the moon. So surely enough, I told her, and there was a little a tear shed of happiness on her part, and that really made me realize that my life was totally about to change. She was so happy, and she was expecting it, to be honest. She said, oh yeah, you guys are moving out together. Within 16 months, you guys are going to have a little one running around. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Well, I definitely ate my words. Anyway, I didn't want the rest of Sebastian's family to know until, I had the doctor's appointment, and they tested me, and I got the pregnancy, and I got, the positive from them as well. But surely enough, oh my god, the news completely spread like wildfire on Sebastian's side. Like, I'm telling you, holy crap. By the end of the day, his uncles knew, his aunts knew, his grandparents knew, his cousins knew, which was whoosh. Everyone on his side was completely happy. They were supportive, and they were 100% good to go, which made me so happy. I was so nervous because I was 19. I just got out of high school. I wasn't sure how everybody would react. But I was just blown away by the amount of support that I had. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I had to go pick up Ariel from Grandma's house, and now it's time for her nap, so we'll see how well she naps while I'm trying to record here. Whoa. Excuse me. So what came next was telling my family. I didn't tell my family for a while. I didn't really want to deal with that shit show. But the first person I told on my side of the family was my grandma, and she was so happy, she was so excited because she had kids young as well. I told my nanny, my other grandmother, and she was of course still excited, but she was a little bit more serious on the matter. Like, she voiced her concerns, but nevertheless she said that she was happy for us, and again supportive, and if I needed anything at all to let her know. My mom came a few weeks later. I didn't want to tell her right away because I was nervous and I was scared because my mom and I have a very, very strong relationship and connection. But I was still quite scared regardless of that connection we had, because I knew that she'd be disappointed. She had kids young, and she didn't want me to go through the same hardships he did. So I didn't want to see the disappointment on her face. So I really didn't want to tell her. But what I ended up doing was, I even remember we were in her car in a parking lot, and I had the picture of the pregnancy tests on my phone, and I couldn't even say anything. I just had the picture and I slid it over to her. I just waited. Her word exactly was shit. I said, yep. After a bit, she said, to tell you the truth, I am disappointed, but I can't be mad as much as I want to be mad, and I want to tell you, no, you're too young. Explore life, get to know who you are. She couldn't because she had kids young, and we were also, in a matter of speaking, in a good place in life. Sebastian owns this house that we're living in right now. He's a welder, so he has a stable job. We're financially stable, and our relationship is very strong. We were dating for 2.5 years at the time. She said that wasn't fair for her to be mad at us when there's no reason to be. So she said it would take a little bit to get used to. And of course, right, your 19-year-old daughter just said, hey, I'm pregnant, you're going to be a grandma. And of course that's going to take some getting used to. As for my stepdad, he's very old-fashioned, and I did not want to be near him when that nuclear bomb went off. So I left to telling my stepdad to my mom for the right time, and I can only imagine how it went. I still don't know how it went, and I don't want to know how it went. He's slowly getting used to it. Like, he even took first aid courses and everything for babies. And when I was in the hospital, he came with a bouquet of flowers for Ariel. I congratulated her and held her and everything like that. And he's a great grandpa. And as for my real dad, he's in the picture. He's just not frequently in the picture. He lives in Africa a lot of the time. Every 4 months, he comes down 4 months. Comes back up here to visit with family and everything. So I don't get to see him very often. So I had to tell him over Facebook Messenger, saying, hey, guess what? Your baby girl's pregnant. Wow. He was disappointed. I think that's fair to say. He was disappointed. He wanted me to travel the world, explore, same with my mom, right? But said at the end of the day, you may be my baby girl, but you are an adult, and you're more than capable of making your own decisions and the smart decisions. So I'm happy for you, essentially. So that was as far as family went. Everyone is very supportive and accepting of Ariel. For those of you who are watching who are younger, I don't know, pick an age, 14, 15, 16, whatever. You're probably worried about what your peers will think. and what your age group will think, and even older. Here's the thing. You are always going to have haters. Always. No matter what age you are, what you do, there's always something that society won't be happy with. So, all you gotta do is just smile, nod your head and go, yep, okay, yep, and just keep in mind that in the end of the day, all that negativity that you're getting does not matter. And I know it's easier said than done, but those people whispering in the halls about you, it hurts. It hurts. It really does, because then you start wondering, like, you know what, is this a good idea? What am I gonna do? Stuff like that. But what got me through it is that at the end of the day, all that matters is you and your little family. Regardless whether the father's in the picture or not, you and your baby is what matters. And I really took that to heart, because I want to be that woman that my daughter sees and goes, yeah, she's my mom. She's my mom. She's my role model, and I'm proud of her, and I'm proud to call her my mom. It got me through all of the negativity and all the talk. I'm sure that there was talkers out there, but I also just didn't surround myself with it. Instead, I surrounded myself with the people who did love and support me, and that got me through it. Anyway, guys, that was my story about being 19 and pregnant. I can go into more detail as my videos go on. So I am planning to make day in the lives, what's in my diaper bag, labor and delivery stories, stuff like that, the stuff that I enjoy to watch as a young mom who watches YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys will stay with me in this journey that I take with my daughter Ariel, who's now napping. Any suggestions about what kind of videos I can make, stuff like that, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply and to into consideration. Thanks, guys.